Welcome to 60 is Something. What that something is? Well, let's talk about it. We'll figure it out together.
Everybody lies and everybody tries. Everybody likes to wear a disguise. Everybody dies and everybody lies sometime.
Okay, so the first thing you might be wondering is, why did I pick that song? Well, it's one of my original songs. It's got a guitar riff, and actually it's kind of a fun song. It talks about life in general. But here on 60 is Something, there is no BS. All right, so what can you expect from this weekly show? Well, basically, it's all about being 60. Now, you might think, what does 60 mean? I really don't know. I didn't know until I got here. So here's the thing. It's 2025. I was born in 1960, so that puts me in the 60-something category. And if you were born after 1955, that puts you in the category also, which means we have a lot to talk about and a lot to unpack. I want to focus on my time between 1970 until the year 2000. So that puts me from the age 10 to about 40. We can go a little before, maybe a little after, but that's going to be my story. And here's the thing. I also want to hear about your story, what you've gone through, and what it means to be 60-something. And if you're anything like me, you got to 60 or 60-something and you realize, how did that happen? Or maybe when you got to 50, you realized, how did that happen? Because when I was a teenager on the East Coast, I kept hearing about these ads for these older people with gray hair to retire in Florida, 55 and over, active senior community. And I thought, wow, that's really old, 55. Because I saw grand people with gray hair thinking, yeah, 60, that's really old. I don't know what I'll look like when I get there. I mean, I had no clue what I'd look like when I turned 40 in the year 2000. Or even when I was like 16, what I'd look like in 10 years, or when I turned 30. 30, remember that? 30 was over the hill. Now, what the heck did that mean, 30 over the hill? And when we got to 30, we kind of laughed. And the good news about being 60-something is people in their 80s are still doing what they love to do. For example, look at this. The surviving members of the Beatles, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, in their 80s. Rolling Stones, in their 80s. Bob Dylan, yep, in his 80s. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, in their 80s. Directors, Francis Ford Coppola, in his 80s. Ridley Scott, in his 80s. And you go on and on and on with a list of people who are in their 80s still doing what they love to do. So there's no reason why we can't go on for another at least 20 years into our 80s doing what we love to do. And even bands and people in their 70s still rocking along, still getting out there and performing. And you can Google and look up people who are also in their 60s right now who are doing what they love to do. Gary Oldman, fantastic actor, still at it. The band U2, all the members in their 60s. Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Iron Maiden. Yep, all in their 60s and still rocking. So get it out of your head. Any idea you have about retiring, because we are going to rock our 60s like no one else.